when you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line.
I can taste triumph with the heart of a lion.
When victory alone isn't enough, you chase something greater, no matter how difficult the path, on the dirt, in the sand, and beyond. The new 2024 Ridgeline Passport and Pilot, part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda.
All right, we're back here on Bayou Time, and joining us now, the parish president of Terrebonne Parish, Mr. Jason Bergeron. We have some good news coming out of the MSA rankings, which is pretty good rankings, but you gotta love to see that, don't you?
You do, and it when you look at something that promotes Houma and Terrebonne Parish and our region, as that follows through, it just shows people that we've been ranked in the past, and the things that have hurt us has been anytime there's a downturn in the economy, usually related to oil and gas, and sometimes related to things outside our control with the government doing this or that. So yeah, just to have something that shows that we're still at the top in a lot of rankings, and there's a lot of opportunity abound.
It said number one in economic strength among 40 MSAs in the U.S. South region, number two overall for the South region, number four economic strength overall among 410 MSAs, number seven overall amount 278 small population MSAs, and number nine overall among 410 MSAs. So that's some pretty good rankings. So isn't that good? When people go around and they're talking about the economy and everybody's putting their 2 cents in, when somebody actually does research and comes out with something and you see it and go, it's not too bad.
Yeah, and you look at, all that is based on some studies, pulling data from the U.S. Labor Department. It's related to things like STEM jobs. It's related to job growth, wage and salary growth, and all those different factors that really showcase. One of the things I always talk about is selling our culture in Terrebonne Parish, and part of that culture is the tremendous work ethic that our people bring to the table, and that solidifies it, right? That says, based on what you're trying to do, what you've been doing, that people are taking notice, and whenever that kind of study comes out, businesses look at our area and say, I need to look at putting my business location there or expanding to that location because we're business friendly and we're doing everything we can to make sure businesses are successful.
That's what I was going to go into, is the fact that when big businesses are looking to relocate, sometimes they're looking for those smaller populated areas like Houma. I'm sure they study all of these things that come out, and if it was a bad ranking, they'd probably go, okay, Houma's off the map, or Terrebonne Parish is off the map. But when you get a good one, those big companies go, all right, it goes in the good pile, we're going to reassess it. So they look at these things, don't they?
They do, and we have our share of challenges, and we're working through that. And as we work both at the state and federal government level, working with FEMA and trying to reduce, the insurance burden that we have, that I feel like we're definitely chipping away at every day. That's something that's in our favor, that makes a business say, and even with some of those factors, they're doing some things right in Houma and Terrebonne Parish. So we really need to really consider them when you look at some things like site selection and things that we're working with. And I got to attribute to the different organizations in Terrebonne Parish that I feel like we set the standard in our region for working together, whether it be the colleges, whether it be SCIA, the chamber, TITA, all the different, the airport, the port, all these different groups that work together for a common good of Terrebonne Parish.
And the marketing that goes on, with our marketing gurus down there, and Sandra and her entire crew, that helps, because when people see all the different cultures and the commercials and the Mardi Gras, and where do your kids go to school, and how are your schools doing, which we just finished the number one ranking in the school. So those coincide to bring people interest. And I've learned over the years that when people want to locate to a parish, they look at the schools and they say, how do the school? Well, I got young children. How did the school stack up? So it all plays into everything, doesn't it?
It does, and that goes into the quality of life conversation that I continually have, right? When you look at economic development, you look at infrastructure, you look at good government, all those things that factor into quality of life. When you talk about the job that Explore Houma is doing, the fact that we've had both the Rougarou and the Hatch Grant Association both get recognized statewide from the Travel Association of Louisiana with receiving awards for events and functions and things that are getting done. You know, that's one more thing that puts us on the map, puts us on the radar for people to say they got some cool stuff going on down there. They're working hard. They're community based, and it's somewhere that I want to raise my family.
Yeah, when you look at all this and you see it falling into place, there's so many things, especially Explore Houma. You mentioned them, and so did I. But they seem to target the right things that get people going. Years ago, when we used to do a show on alligator hunting, or we did the beat in the cop show, and people say, you need to syndicate that. And I'm going, why do we need to syndicate that? Now, I would have syndicated it automatically. But people love alligators. They love to come down here. They love Mardi Gras. We have a unique culture, don't we?
We do, and I put that to our people, right? I definitely attribute to it. And I think what Explore Houma, some of the things the organizations and community does, makes it a little bit easier lift for Explore Houma to do what they do, but they do a tremendous job. And, you know, again, it goes back to each of the different pieces of the puzzle that go together to form the beautiful culture and the beautiful area that we live in Terrebonne Parish.
Yeah, well, that's always good news to. So when you get something like this, do you go to the copy machine and make about 1,000 copies and mail them out?
Well, we used to do that. Now it's we put it on Facebook and we share it everywhere, and that's where the 1,000 copies is. But you know, you look at some of that and some of the ways that stuff is ranked. When you show the graphic again, you know, a lot of that is based on a population of less than 500,000. So we're in some serious competition. It's not like we're dealing with towns and cities that are maybe, you know, 50,000, 100,000. This is rankings based on populations of small, which is less than 500,000 people.
And thank God we've graduated from, I remember we were one of the #1 party cities, according to Playboy magazine back 25 years ago.
Some people don't even know what that is anymore. You know, it doesn't even exist.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Parish President. All right, we'll take a short break. We'll have a lot more right here on Bayou Time.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights.